We're hoping it'll welcome a landmark 600th victory for girls coach Jerry Hoffman, a feat only 22 coaches in Texas high school girls basketball have been able to accomplish. That's La Vega High School in Texas Loop 340, which gives fans easy access to the new Belmead Ballpark, which with an open field, you should be able to see home plate from the interstate. But there's something else about Madhu Anelli that really sticks out. He actually plays both sides of the ball, something you don't typically see at the 6A level. It's a cold one here in Salem. A high today of about 30 means it's going to be the coldest game the crew has played in all season long, and it's really no contest there. Baylor will play the final game in its Chronicle 2016 season. First there was the scandal, then the injuries, then distractions off the field, then more injuries. It's been a roller coaster. Well, 2 years ago, there were no teams in Los Angeles, and then before last season, these guys moved. Now there's a second team heading to LA, but how are NFL fans in Texas going to be impacted with a second team in the City of Angels? Check out Leo Buckley Stadium in Killeen. And when we got here, we found the stadium evacuated again. I could smell this from a mile away. It smells delicious. Where are you guys from?
Gatesville Prima Pasta.
Can I try this?
Yes, sir.
This looks incredible. The Baylor Lady Bears shot a season-low 39% from the free throw line. That was something Coach Kim Mulkey mentioned that they would be spending a lot of time working on in practice today. Guys, I'm going to sit on this couch and finish out this game. In Belton, Kurtis Quillin, Channel 6 Sports. Let's go! The Mart Panthers have a tradition of winning, and that's no different for their girls basketball coach, Jerry Hoffman. She's been coaching for 32 years, a head coach for 29 of those.
Well, when I started coaching at Rosebud Lot, that was my very first coaching job. I took the job as a middle school coach, and I ended up being the varsity coach.
Now in her 6th year at Mart, her 3 seniors are finishing a road they first started traveling together when they were in the 7th grade.
She is beyond a coach to us, beyond a coach.
For her to help us so much through the years that we've gone through, I mean, it's a really great thing, and it means so much. Like most high school gyms, there's a sign welcoming fans and visitors alike to the home of the Panthers. But tonight, Mart fans are hoping that this sign doesn't just welcome the visitors from Riesel. They're hoping it'll welcome a landmark 600th victory for girls coach Jerry Hoffman, a feat only 22 coaches in Texas high school girls basketball have been able to accomplish.
I did not think that I would get to this point. I thought at some point I would be married and I would have a family, and it would be like a lot of coaches have to make a decision, you know, to put their family first.
But for Coach Hoffman, she's had support from her husband to keep her going for the last 14 years. Her husband just happens to be Mart's athletic director and football coach Kevin Hoffman, who assures us that historic 600th win is happening tonight.
Win 600 at a small school like this, the atmosphere is going to be electric tonight, and she's going to get it done tonight.
I didn't even know until a couple of days ago that this was her 600th win, and so I'm really excited for tonight. And I think a lot of us really are.
Excitement for a Central Texas coach with Central Texas roots who's trying to make history on a Friday night.
You know, I love her to death. We're going to enjoy this ride together, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
In Mart, Kurtis Quillin, Channel 6 Sports.
I saw coaching staff turn inside out.
In the past seasons, we'd always have coaches leave, and you know, it was one of those kind of, you know, here goes another one. It's just, we get a new one, and it's just going to be the same way each year. So, you know, it's just kind of routine for us.
Salado hadn't seen a lot of success on the football field entering 2016. 1 win in 2 years. No playoff wins since making it to the state semifinals in 2007. And as the season was set to kick off, the Eagles had once again been picked to finish last in the district. But it turned into a year for change on and off the field. Up, 2, up, 3. Alan Hare graduated from Salado High School in 1988. He'd been all over the state coaching. Most recently, he was an athletic director in Stephenville.
Once it opened, it was just all timing. I had gotten in administration. I wasn't coaching in Stephenville, and so I missed it. I missed making a difference, and so it just seemed natural to come back home and try to infuse some positivity and infuse some pride back in the place that had given me so much.
But when Hare returned home back in March, he spent 3 months without picking up a football, fixing a lacking program.
Lack of self-esteem, lack of support for each other, lack of team unity.
And once the players saw who Coach Hare was, they were in.
His attitude and what he wanted to do here, you know, you're thinking, you know, I kind of like this. I wanted to buy into it.
So fall camp started, and then from there, they moved on to the season, but in a familiarly painful way.
Here we go again.
Losses to Troy and Comfort without seeing the end zone.
I looked at our schedule and looked at what those other teams were doing, And I really, in my mind, thought we may not win a game.
But Hare and the Eagles didn't have to wait much longer to take flight. Hyde Park, Florence, St. Dominic, and Fairfield, 4 in a row, the last of which the players say was the turning point.
I mean, that's a team 2 years ago was in the state finals, so they're a powerhouse. So when we beat them, I think we knew we could play with just about anyone. 2
more losses would come to district champion Lorena and Robinson.
After the Mejia game, I knew that the team had a shot.
But a 46-8 blowout win in Mejia clinched a playoff spot with the Eagles' 5th win, and everybody took notice.
When you have something to be excited about, it's easy to keep rolling and moving with momentum. See, there's a lot of setbacks when I was here in the program versus where it is now.
After a 5-point win over Connolly to close out the regular season, Salado was back in the postseason, facing LaGrange, the same team as last year in the first round when their lone win was in district and it got them to the postseason. But they were playing at the same stadium.
Last year, we're thinking we're going up against a really good team, and, you know, we have no chance.
So it's in my mind, are they not going to play because, well, it's LaGrange and they've taken a beating from the past couple of years. And after the first quarter, it's 14-0 them.
This year, we kind of had a little more enthusiasm and a little more belief that we could really compete with the team.
Salado toppled LaGrange 35-34 in overtime. It was the Eagles' first playoff win since 2007. The following week, they fell to Belleville 34-14. But Salado High School has a new normal during the fall.
We'll set some goals this year. This previous year, we didn't have any goals.
This is just a stepping stone in your life. You'll remember some of your experiences for the rest of your life. We are interlinked. We are meshed together for the rest of your life because you'll always be known.
Get Mulkey's squad. They win their 30th game of the year.
Win 30 was a big one. The Baylor Lady Bears are heading to Monday night's Big 12 championship game after controlling their semifinal against Kansas State from start to finish, and their leaders stepped up. The Lady Bears got huge contributions on offense from 4 different people. Alexis Prince had 18 points, while Kaylani Brown added 18 of her own to go with a dozen rebounds, and Nina Davis led all scorers today with 24 points. But the star of the show was junior Christy Wallace. Wallace had 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 15 assists, a Big 12 tournament single game record. That kind of record-breaking performance leads Baylor to an 88-71 win. But who will they face, Texas or West Virginia? Let's go straight to the end. This one was tight throughout. Texas is going to inbound it into the corner for Brooke McCarty. Puts it up, a 3 at the buzzer. No good. The horn sounds. And the West Virginia Mountaineers pull off the upset. 62-59 is your final. They're heading back to the Big 12 championship game with a closer look at tomorrow night's game. We go to our own Jessica Moore.
Well, Kurtis.
Thank you, Jessica. Again, Big 12 championship game set for tomorrow night, 8 p.m. The winner gets the conference's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. We'll have more from OKC all day tomorrow on Channel 6. A big win right down I-35 yesterday gave the Baylor Bears the Big 12's 3 spot heading into Kansas City this week, but they had to do it without their point guard and Big 12 newcomer of the year, Manu LeCompte. LeCompte sprained his ankle against Kansas and aggravated it against Iowa State. Scott Drew said after yesterday's win against the Longhorns that LeCompte was a game-time decision, but Manu hasn't even gone through contact in practice yet. And Drew says they didn't want to rush him back in before the Big 12 and NCAA tournaments.
I mean, if he can't practice, or if he's ineffective in practice, or if he's hobbled or limited, then he won't be able to. So I just know he's closer. We've been able to let him do a little bit more. He hasn't done any contact yet in practice, but he's been able to do 5-on-0. He's been able to do shooting. So we're praying he's back.
Baylor baseball started the season this year 10-0 thanks to Coach Steve Rodriguez's turnaround efforts in his now 2nd season in Waco. Their first loss was yesterday to LSU at the College Classic in Houston, and today they finished up at Minute Maid Park facing off against the fighting Texas Aggies. Top of the 5th, runner on 3rd for the Ags, and Joel Davis hits a chopper up the middle out of the reach of Josh Bissonette. That scores a run for the Aggies, making it 3-0 A&M. Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs, bases loaded, and Baylor down a run. Tucker Cascadine takes this one way back, and that one is gone for a walk-off grand slam. The Bears upset number 15 Texas A&M with a final of 6-3. Meanwhile, Baylor softball in California, a doubleheader to finish the Judy Garmin Classic in Fullerton. Win over UCLA is the Lady Bears' 4th straight over a top 20 opponent. But in the late game, Cal State Fullerton topped Baylor with a walk-off fielder's choice in the bottom of the 7th. The NFL Scouting Combine going on in Indianapolis right now, giving college players from across the country a chance to prove their draft stock. That includes Texas A&M's Myles Garrett, who has been coined as a potential top overall pick. Garrett finished 2016 with 33 total tackles and 8.5 sacks at the Combine. He posted a 4.64 40, repped the bench press 33 times. He had a pretty solid stat line, and he says being able to get taken first overall would be great, and not just for him.
Not only be the #1 pick from my hometown, but also from my college, and that'll be a huge nod to my friends, family, and teammates.
The NFL Draft is in Philadelphia, April 27th through the 29th. Now that walk-off home run, as soon as it came off the bat, I'm standing watching this, and I was like, it's gone.
That's the moment you dream about, playing in the backyard as a kid. Your dad's pitching to you. You dream about that moment coming up. What a dream come true for that
Exactly.
kid.
That's your dream moment in baseball.
Yeah.
To win a game on a walk-off home
It
run.
looks like me when I play a little wiffle ball in the backyard.
It looks like me on MLB The Show. I can't do that in person.
No, neither can I. I can do wiffle ball. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after the break.